I want to quickly show you guys a great water filtration pump for backcountry hiking, backcountry backpacking, extended stay backcountry packing, and basically hike through camping as well, where you're not sure where you're going to get water, but you know it's out there, and you have the means to pump water and make it basically potable. And to me, that includes taste. And the MSR Miniworks is definitely going to do that for you. I'm going to just show you really quickly why I chose the MSR Miniworks. This is the MSR Miniworks EX. And it's a couple of years old now, actually a few years old, geez. But what a great pump. And boy, my camping equipment has gone through an evolution. From the days when my camp gear was really more beer and not a whole lot of gear, to better gear, lighter gear that is going to hold up with pretty serious use. And this MSR definitely fits the bill. I think me just pointing out the good points, and I'm going to mention a couple of the cons that I've heard mentioned and that I've found also to be the case. But the MSR Miniworks, this EX, is a fantastic pump. First off, I certainly do use one of these when I'm pumping. Yeah, you've seen it before, the coffee filter. A lot of folks say, hey, I shouldn't have to use this coffee filter, that's bunk. Well, you know what? Yeah. But the Miniworks does pump a little slower than some others because it has a 2-micron ceramic filter. And it clogs up a little bit quicker if you don't. Take action, man. Use one of these. Yeah, it sucks and it doesn't look cool. And then folks say, hey, it does have this intake foam right there. Well, yeah, that's to get the big chunks, but why have that to get the big chunks when that'll get the big chunks? And the little chunks, it might clog this up quicker. So that's what I do. All right, and then I throw that in the fire. All right, yeah, this is going to plug up a little bit quicker. It's got a ceramic core. Or it's got a ceramic element with a carbon core. Now that carbon core is going to take care of the taste. The taste that, well, you know, if you've ever had to deal with shallow lake water or pond water or anything like that, still water has that pond funk taste. I don't want it. And the MSR Miniworks takes care of that taste because, I'm going to go ahead and quickly take it apart. That's where the clean water comes out right there. And quickly take it apart and show you the filter. This filter, 2-micron filter, is fantastic. That inner core of carbon takes care of the taste. A lot of other filters, that is where the clean water comes out, has a secondary hose that'll come out and go into your canteen. Well, that secondary hose then can have a secondary filter screwed on that'll make it taste good. You don't have to deal with that with this actual ceramic filter, because it has all that in one. I love this. So when you are ready to filter your water, you basically unscrew the bottom cap, and what I do is I use Nalgene canteens, because they just screw right onto the bottom of the Miniworks. I won't even do it right now, but see how simple that is. And then you just get to pumping. Put this in your water depending on how deep it is. You know, move your float depending, and then boom, start filtering. That's what I really like about it. I like the fact that, so when you're filtering this now, because it's got a 2-micron ceramic filter, it's going to start to slow down, and you'll start to feel it start to clog. When that happens, what I really like about this MSR is that I can service it myself. I can just unscrew the housing and pop out that ceramic filter and lightly, with this Brillo that comes with it, lightly clean off the outer part of this filter. Rinse it lightly with clean water, and boom, I am once again 100% ready to roll. That's what I like about this filter. I can maintain this on the trail myself, just wherever I am, depending on how much I use it and what water conditions. And that's why I like it. Now you'll see this little red thing on the bottom just comes right off. This is how you test your filter to make sure that your filter is not wearing out. Because once it gets to a certain point, and once again, let me show you that filter, and you will, they say to clean it or to check it every single time. I don't think you have to check it every time. This is a relatively new one, so I can't even get it on there. But once you can slip this in there and move it with ease over the filter, this is just a test to say that, hey, maybe it's time for a new filter. I've had this for years, and you can see I haven't used it a lot, like maybe some folks camp and use it and hike more than I do. Then in which case you may have to buy a new filter. They're not too cheap. $40. But then again, I've had it for years and I'm doing fine, as you can see. You know, so that's another reason why I chose the MSR Miniworks. Now, once you're filtering a bunch of water, let's say you're on the trail for 2 weeks. You've used this filter now for 6, 7, 8, 9 times in a row. They say that now is a good time to sterilize your filter. Make sure that you're not getting any bacteria or any growth in there that could make you sick, potentially. You know, that could happen. I mean, you know, it doesn't happen very often, but if you mismanage your equipment, yes, it will happen. But the Miniworks, they make it so easy to take care of yourself by taking care of your equipment. Take out your filter, like you've done many times before, to simply clean the outer edge of it. Take off the O-ring, and take, let's say you have a little cook pot, like a lot of people have. Little titanium cook pot. Throw that right in the cook pot. Boom. Boil it for 5 minutes. Unbelievable. I couldn't believe it when I saw that. Read about this. It's great. It's a great way to guarantee, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that you have sterilized your equipment that's going to keep you safe from getting sick when you're really far from anyone that can help you. If you get a bad stomach virus or bacteria. Make sure that when you're done boiling it, this is cooled. Then you take it out and put your O-ring back on there for sure and pop it back in there. Now you know for a fact this is 100% maintained because you've done it yourself. You boiled it yourself. That's what I love about this. Now, you know, I mentioned that I put a coffee filter over the intake end. And because of that, I don't really have to clean out this little intake valve at all. But if I were to have to, I would just unscrew it. And it's got, you know, the little duck bill area where the water first enters. You know, you can clean that out if you have to. You know, and there's another little O-ring right there, which I had this for years and I've never had to really deal with it. I do a thorough cleaning when I come home from anywhere, of course. Common sense. But because I maintain everything in the way that I do, I don't have to worry about a lot of the little things. Problems that might arise if people are not more conscientious. All right, I don't know what else I can mention about this this filter other than that. I know that the MSR sells dromedary bags that are expensive but well worth it, because the inner water bladder, it's BPA free, is surrounded by a really tough as nails Cordura or nylon covering. So the MSR dromedary bags are great if you can afford them. I myself am still evolving in my camping gear, so I will get the less expensive but equally as useful, and maybe not as tough, but these are tough. They roll up to next to nothing. They're tough. They last for years. And I might fill this one up to go on the way, and then bring two 96 ounce canteens Nalgene for base camp. And then I'm good for a couple of days with that much water. It's great. So simple. Great to use, a little bit pricey, but well worth it in the end. I think I paid $80 for this. That was a couple of years ago. I think the prices are relatively the same. Might pay a little bit more nowadays. And they might have upgraded. I don't know. I'm living in the past. This is a couple of years old. So think about that, folks, when you're making a big purchase. I love YouTube just for the fact that there's so many people putting their opinions out there with facts behind them. You know, using items, showing you how they work or how they don't. I hope this video helps anyone out there looking for a good water filtration pump for the backcountry. MSR Miniworks EX. A couple years old, but it sure is damn good still. Right on, folks. Have a good one out there.